this game ends up going the distance here, simply ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, welcome to Deadwing. We're spawning in the top right-hand position as the pink Zerg player once again, representing mYinsanity. It is Kane. His opponent spawning in the bottom right, representing TeamLiquid.net, currently 3-0 up in this best of 9. Can he perform a 5-0 clean sweep on the hot seat? We have never seen a 5-0 or a 5-1 before. And this, on paper, was supposed to be quite a close match. But he is making it look easy so far. Can this trend continue? It's Liquid Bunny. Well, Deadwing, huge map. Lots of scope for a large amount of macro play. Again, we haven't seen any sort of hyper-aggressive openings, really, from Liquid Bunny. Nothing that hits at, like, the 5 or 6 minute mark. Sure, he had that Hellbat push, but it was something that he was just going straight up the straight up into the third base. It was something that Kane would have seen many times before. And even though he lost the game to that, that's not really considered cheesy or something like that, to be honest. It was just, I couldn't kill you with Hellions in the early game. I'm going to build an armory. You can probably expect some Hellbats. And Kane now needs to regain his composure a little bit and see what he can do in this game 4 to turn things around. He wants to narrow that deficit because a 3-game advantage is actually quite large. And he's going to be sweating a little bit. But it's Deadwing. Bunny is less likely to go for extreme aggression on this map, at least in the early game. Kane is going to be given a bit of room to breathe here. And he will shortly discover, courtesy of this Overlord, that these players have indeed spawned in complementing positions here. So he will see... Oh, and he sees the Reaper as well, so that's perfect. Bunny, of course, has also seen the Overlord, so knows that Kane is actually coming through from the top position. So, great. Both players know exactly where the other stands. Absolutely no issues. So far in this game, the first Reaper is going to be popping by before the Queens are complete. He's opting not to kill off the drone at the natural, which I thought he might have considered doing. He instead is going to be attacking the main base instead, and Kane's perfectly happy for this to happen because he can use some Zerglings to just sort of keep this Reaper occupied for the time being. This drone not waiting until it gets low on health, instantly becoming an extractor, not wanting to have to deal with that right now. And here comes the Queen. Is this Reaper going to be able to successfully get it? It doesn't look like it at the moment. In fact, this drone is just staying around that Vespene geyser just in case it has to. And indeed, it does have to in order to stay alive. The Queen should be able to protect her brood now from this position. And we have the third command center starting off the back of this from Liquid Bunny. So he's going back into the Reaper opening that we saw in game number 1. Now here on Deadwing, an awful lot more room for him to play with. Potential, of course, for coming up via here into the main base as well. And just a little bit more room to maneuver. It's not just the one location he has to deal with. Really nice pick off there of the Creep Tumor, allowing the Reaper to get targeted a little bit by the Queen. And Kane's first Creep Tumor is going to have to wait a little while to get down there. So that really, really good play there from our Team Liquid player. And we're going to be following this up with some Banshee action by the looks of things. And this time it's going to be the Factory sporting the Tech Lab. Now, I guess, by the way, this could also be for Marine Tank. That would be a bit of a departure from what we normally see Bunny do. It's not out of the question, but I would be a little bit surprised. Because I'm just trying to work out where all of that gas income is necessarily coming from. He's got enough for one tank right now. Let's keep an eye on what he chooses to produce. We could... Wow, indeed it is going to be a tank. So there you go, ladies and gents. And that means we're going to have to wait a while, actually, before there's enough gas to get a medevac here. So it's not the cleanest in terms of what we're actually building here for Liquid Bunny. And, oh, man, this Overlord's actually going to spot it as well. Really, really nice. In fact, I think this Overlord will still be alive by the... Oh, no, I think it'll have just died before the first tank comes over. It's going to be very, very close indeed. Let's keep an eye out, and Overlord dies. About 5 in-game seconds later, tank pops out. Alright. So he doesn't see the tank is out, but saw that the medevac was being produced out of the starport because there was no add-on there, so it couldn't have been a Banshee. Saw that the factory was producing something, and saw that there were double reactors here on the barracks. So we have a Marine and tank drop coming in by the looks of things from Liquid Bunny here. And now that Overlord is dead, we're switching it up to basically the order I thought we were going to see these buildings in. We have the reactor on the factory. We have the tech lab on the start. But we have a delayed cloak being researched here. So this could be an effort here to try and throw Kane off a little bit. Kane's going to be expecting Marines and tanks. He's started his 4th base as well and hasn't taken down these debris yet. And we instead are going to be abusing this little bit of positioning here on the 3rd base location to try and kill off as much of this as possible. Spinecrawler now trying to make some leeway here, using that edge to see if he can pick off the siege tank. The siege tank will be forced to move back. It looks like the Reaper is going to go down as well. And now, is the Reaper actually... Oh, is the Spinecrawler in range? No, it's not. So he's going to be able to move that back slightly now, and I believe these Queens have enough energy to transfuse, and indeed they are going to. So every time Bunny moves the siege tank forward, there is potential for the Spinecrawler to move up. A really, really nice anticipation there from Kane. Sees that he is going to be able to attack an unsieged tank very, very shortly indeed. Great micro to get that tank inside the medevac as well. And Bunny actually holding this position, doing a really, really good job of it, I have to say. Ooh, but that Banshee not really doing much at all. So both sides being a little bit scrappy at the moment. Resources lost. Currently slightly higher for Kane. And this siege tank once again is going to be as annoying as possible. And there's the first siege tank volley. Kane needs to react to this. There is the Spinecrawler coming down. Are we going to have some Queens here to transfuse? It's getting very, very close actually to dying there. We have some more units moving up around this left-hand side. The Hellions, well, just 4 of them. They can't really support the tank from there. And the Spinecrawler goes down as well. So great micro from Bunny there. Means that this is a frustrating position for Kane to be in. But at least he's got this 4th base position, guys, to fall back on. Number of workers at the moment, 56 to 59. Kane having a slightly smaller army, but he is at least mining from that 4th base. The problem is Bunny is now mining from his 3rd. We can see him being very, very comfortable here. We have a whole bunch of Zerglings trying to chase these Hellions down. If these Hellions get some good shots off, they can absolutely clean this up. And wow, another GG. The counter-aggression isn't enough for Kane. He was down 79 to 98 supply, and with this siege tank forcing this base to not mine as well. And that's going to be a bit too much, and Liquid Bunny is going to go 4-0 up.